Have you ever wondered why, in a world overflowing with advice on how to live your best life, we still find ourselves grappling with feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and unfulfillment? It's like we're all on this relentless quest for happiness, yet it often feels just out of reach. This conundrum reminds me of a powerful Stoic idea. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think about that for a moment. How many of our worries, fears, and what-ifs never actually come to pass? Yet they weigh on us, shaping our reality more than the actual events of our lives. Today, we're diving deep into this concept, not just to philosophize about life's complexities, but to uncover practical Stoic strategies that can help us navigate our modern world's challenges. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes virtue, wisdom, and control over one's emotions, has surprisingly relevant solutions for our contemporary lives. It teaches us that while we can't always control what happens to us, we have the power to control our reactions and to find strength and contentment from within. So, if you're tired of feeling like happiness is a distant shore, or if you're just curious about how ancient wisdom can be applied to modern life's hustle and bustle, you're in the right place. Let's explore together how to build a life not just of fleeting pleasures, but of lasting fulfillment and peace. A life where challenges don't unsettle us because we're anchored in something deeper. Stay tuned as we uncover timeless Stoic principles that promise not just to change the way you think, but the way you live. And before we dive into these life-changing principles, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay with us throughout this entire video without skipping a part, because every moment of this journey could be the key to unlocking a more serene and purposeful life for you. Number 1, don't make someone the most important thing in your life. Imagine your life as a beautiful, intricate garden. You're the gardener here. While it's wonderful to have visitors, friends, family, significant others, remember, this garden is fundamentally yours. It's your sanctuary, your creation, and your responsibility. Now, what happens if you start focusing all your attention on one single visitor, neglecting the flowers, the trees, and the rest of the garden? The beauty fades, the plants wither, and your garden loses its essence. Stoicism teaches us about the importance of self-reliance and inner tranquility. By depending too heavily on someone else for our happiness or sense of worth, we give away our power, and we destabilize our inner garden. It doesn't mean we shouldn't love deeply or care passionately. On the contrary, it means we should love from a place of strength, not dependency. It's about cherishing others while maintaining our self-sufficiency and inner peace. Consider the Stoic concept of focusing on what's within our control. Your thoughts, your choices, your responses, these are your domain. When you make someone else the center of your universe, you place your happiness in their hands, something you can't control. It's a precarious position that can lead to disappointment and heartache. So how do you implement this rule? It starts with a mindset shift. Recognize your worth and your capacity for self-fulfillment. Cultivate your interests, nurture your talents, and take responsibility for your happiness. When you do this, not only do you become more resilient, but your relationships also become more balanced and healthy. You engage with others from a position of abundance, not lack. Don't make someone the most important thing in your life, because you are the most important person in your life. Not in a narcissistic way, but in a profoundly self-respecting way. Love others, enjoy their company, share your journey, but never lose sight of your own path. After all, a strong, content, and self-reliant individual makes the best friend, partner, and family member, because they interact with the world not out of neediness, but out of wholeness. That's the Stoic way, and it's a path to deeper satisfaction, and more meaningful connections. Number 2. Keep some things to yourself and be a bit mysterious. In our digital age of oversharing, where every thought and moment seems to be broadcasted, there's a refreshing, almost rebellious allure to retaining a bit of mystery. Think about your favorite book or movie. Part of what draws you in is the unfolding, the gradual revelation of characters and stories. Now, apply that to yourself. You are a narrative in progress, a composition of thoughts, experiences, and dreams. When you keep some things to yourself, you invite others to tune in, to engage, to wonder, and to participate actively in the unfolding of your story. Stoicism teaches us about the power of introspection and self-containment. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He who does not wish to be overly known has more time to reflect." By holding back a little, you create a space for self-reflection and personal growth. You're not a reality show broadcasted 24/7, but a selective sharing of your life's episodes, chosen with thought and intention. Now, being mysterious doesn't mean being deceptive or elusive. It's about discerning what you share and with whom. It's recognizing that your personal journey, your inner thoughts, and your deepest reflections need not be public domain. They are your sacred space, your inner citadel, as the Stoics would say. When you safeguard that space, you not only maintain your dignity and self-respect, but you also cultivate a persona that intrigues and attracts. People are naturally drawn to those who possess depth, those who are like uncharted territories waiting to be discovered. So, how do you practice this? Start small. Next time you're about to share something, pause and ask, is this for me to keep or is it to share? Respect your own privacy as you would respect others. Cultivate your inner world, your personal projects, hobbies and reflections, without feeling the need to exhibit everything. Remember, a little mystery goes a long way in fostering respect, curiosity, and engagement. Number 3. Don't always be the one to start the conversation. In the dance of communication, if you're always leading, always initiating, you might miss out on the subtle cues and rhythms of the other person. It's like being a musician so focused on playing your own tune that you don't notice the orchestra around you. The Stoics remind us that there's wisdom in listening, in observing, and in allowing space for others to come forward. They teach us that our actions, including our communications, should be intentional and mindful, not reactive or driven by the need for validation or fear of silence. Think about it. When you're always the first to reach out, you might inadvertently place yourself in a position of waiting for a reply, for acknowledgement, for reciprocation. This can create an imbalance, not just in the relationship, but in your own mind, fostering a sense of dependency or even insecurity. Stoicism encourages us to find contentment within ourselves, to be self-sufficient and at peace, even in solitude. By not always initiating, you practice this independence. You allow yourself the opportunity to be approached, to be sought out, and in doing so, you cultivate your own sense of self-worth and autonomy. Moreover, when you step back a bit, you offer others the chance to step up. Relationships, after all, are two-way streets. They require mutual effort and engagement. By not always being the one to start the conversation, you create a space for the other person to express their interest and investment in the relationship. This can lead to a more balanced, reciprocal dynamic, where both parties feel valued and heard. So, how can you apply this in your daily interactions? Begin by observing your own communication patterns. Notice when the impulse to reach out is driven by habit or anxiety rather than genuine desire to connect. When you feel that urge, take a moment, pause, and give the other person space to come forward. Engage in your own interests and activities. Immerse yourself in your thoughts or your work. and allow communication to arise naturally without force or expectation. Number 4. Cultivate a presence that commands respect and admiration. The Stoics were big on the concept of living virtuously, being just, temperate, courageous, and wise. These aren't just lofty ideals, they're practical guides for how we show up in the world. When you cultivate a presence grounded in these virtues, you naturally exude a sense of respect and dignity. People are drawn to those who know themselves, who are unwavering in their principles, and who act with consistency and integrity. But how do you build this kind of presence? It starts with self-awareness. Know your values, your principles, and your goals. Reflect on the kind of person you want to be and how you want to be remembered. Then, bring those reflections into your daily actions. Be the person who listens intently, who speaks thoughtfully, and who acts with purpose. Show up fully, whether in a conversation, a project, or a casual interaction. Be fully present and engaged, offering your undivided attention and respect to the moment and the people around you. Additionally, Stoicism teaches us about the power of self-control and discipline. Cultivate these traits within yourself. When you demonstrate mastery over your impulses and reactions, you command respect. It's the calm in the storm, the steady hand, and the clear mind that people are often drawn to, especially in times of chaos and uncertainty. But remember, this isn't about putting on a facade or playing a role. It's about being authentically you, just the best version of you. It's about aligning your outer actions with your inner values, and in doing so, inspiring others to recognize and respect your authenticity and integrity. In practical terms, start small. Practice patience in moments of frustration. Offer kindness when it's easier to be indifferent. Show up for people when they need you. Over time, these actions accumulate, shaping how others see you and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Number 5. Cherish your time. Don't always be on standby. This concept is deeply resonant, especially in today's fast-paced, always connected world. It speaks to the Stoic principle of valuing and making the most of our fleeting time, understanding that each moment we're given is a precious gift not to be squandered. Stoicism, at its heart, encourages us to live with intention and purpose, reminding us that while we cannot control the length of our lives, we can control its depth and richness. So, what does it mean to cherish your time and not always be on standby? It means recognizing that your time is your own and it's finite. It's understanding that being perpetually available or constantly connected doesn't equate to being productive or fulfilled. In fact, it can often lead to the opposite, feeling drained, distracted, and distanced from what truly matters. To cherish your time is to guard it wisely, to be discerning about how and with whom you spend it. It's about prioritizing activities and relationships that add value and meaning to your life, rather than filling your days with tasks or engagements that don't truly resonate with your core values. The Stoics would urge us to focus on our agency, to make choices that align with our highest good, and to act with purpose and deliberation. But how do you put this into practice? Start by conducting an audit of your typical day or week. Where are you spending your time? Are there activities or commitments that feel more obligatory than joyful or meaningful? Begin to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's more than okay. It's essential for your well-being and growth. Moreover, cherish your time by being fully present in whatever you're doing. When you're working, give it your full attention. When you're with loved ones, be truly with them, not half listening while you check your phone. Engage deeply with your hobbies, interests, and passions. Live each moment fully as the Stoics advocate, focusing on the present rather than being lost in worries about the past or future. Number 6. Cultivate your inner joy. This isn't just about fleeting moments of happiness or external pleasures. It's about nurturing a deep, enduring sense of contentment and well-being that comes from within, resonating with the Stoic belief that true joy is self-sourced and not dependent on external circumstances. So, why focus on inner joy? Well, think about it. Life is unpredictable, filled with ups and downs. If our happiness hinges on what's happening around us, we're on a constant roller coaster, aren't we? The Stoics teach us that while we can't control everything that happens in life, we can control our responses. By cultivating inner joy, we create a stable, resilient foundation that helps us face life's challenges with equanimity and grace. But how do you cultivate this inner joy? First, it's about understanding yourself, knowing what brings you peace, fulfillment, and satisfaction beyond surface-level pleasures. Is it spending time in nature, engaging in creative pursuits, learning new things, or helping others? Identify these joy bringers and make them a regular part of your life. Second, practice gratitude. It's a concept often mentioned, but truly powerful. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective, recognizing the abundance in our lives. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about appreciating the good amidst the challenges, fostering a mindset that finds reasons to be joyful even on tough days. Additionally, Stoicism encourages us to live according to our values and principles. When our actions align with our beliefs, we experience a sense of integrity and harmony that is deeply satisfying. So, reflect on your values. Are you living in a way that honors them? If not, how can you adjust your actions to be more congruent with your core self? Moreover, engage in practices that nurture your mind and spirit. This could be meditation, journaling, reading philosophical texts, or simply spending time in quiet reflection. These practices can help you cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the world, fostering a sense of inner peace and joy. Number 7. Make yourself valuable and let others invest in you. This isn't about changing who you are to fit someone else's standards. Rather, it's about becoming the best version of yourself, developing your skills, deepening your knowledge, and cultivating virtues like kindness, integrity, and resilience. The Stoics believed in the power of personal development, emphasizing that our primary duty is to become good human beings, capable of contributing positively to those around us. But how does one become more valuable? Start by identifying your strengths and areas for growth. Engage in lifelong learning, whether through formal education, reading, or practical experiences. Cultivate skills that not only enhance your life, but also allow you to contribute to others' well-being. And remember, value isn't just about professional skills. It's also about emotional intelligence, empathy, and the ability to connect with others on a meaningful level. Now, letting others invest in you is the other side of this coin. It means allowing people to recognize and appreciate your value, to support your growth, and to be part of your journey. It's about building relationships where there's a mutual exchange of value, where each person feels enriched by the connection. This doesn't mean being passive or waiting for others to notice you. Instead, it's about presenting yourself authentically, sharing your passions and achievements, and being open to opportunities for collaboration and growth. It's also about investing in others, recognizing their value and supporting their growth, creating a virtuous cycle of mutual respect and appreciation. The Stoics remind us that we're social creatures meant to live in community and contribute to the common good. By making yourself valuable and allowing others to invest in you, you're not only enhancing your own life, but also enriching the lives of those around you. You're creating deeper, more meaningful connections, where each person is valued, supported, and inspired to grow. So, embrace the journey of becoming a person of value. Cultivate your talents, share your gifts, and allow others to be part of your story. In doing so, you live in alignment with Stoic principles, building a life that's not only fulfilling for you, but also contributes to the well-being of those around you, creating a ripple effect of positivity and growth in your community and beyond. Number 8. Make sure your needs come first. Now, at a glance, this might seem contrary to what we often hear about selflessness and altruism. However, from a Stoic perspective, prioritizing your needs isn't about selfishness, it's about self-care and wisdom. It acknowledges that to be of service to others, you must first be in a place of strength and stability yourself. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-mastery and personal well-being. They believed that you could only offer your best to the world when you are at your best. This principle isn't just about physical needs, though they are crucial. It's about your emotional, mental, and spiritual needs as well. By ensuring these are met, you cultivate a robust inner foundation, enabling you to face life's challenges with resilience and to contribute more effectively to the well-being of those around you. So, how do you put this into practice? It starts with self-awareness, knowing what you need to thrive, not just survive. This might mean setting aside time for rest and reflection, engaging in activities that nourish your soul, or establishing boundaries to protect your energy and peace of mind. But here's a crucial point. Making your needs a priority also means recognizing when you need help and being willing to ask for it. Stoicism teaches the value of self-reliance, but it also acknowledges our interconnectedness. Sometimes prioritizing your needs means leaning on others, just as they lean on you. Moreover, when you take care of your needs, you're better positioned to care for others. Think of the classic airplane analogy. You're instructed to put on your oxygen mask before helping others with theirs. The same principle applies in life. When you're well cared for, you're more capable, compassionate, and present for the people you love and the causes you're passionate about. Yet, this isn't a call to ignore the needs of others. Instead, it's about finding a healthy balance. When you're nourished, rested, and fulfilled, you bring your best self to your interactions and endeavors. Your cup isn't just full, it overflows, allowing you to give generously and authentically. Number 9. Don't get too attached emotionally. Emotional attachment is natural. It's part of the human experience. We form bonds, we care deeply, and we invest ourselves in relationships and passions. However, problems arise when these attachments start to dictate our happiness. When we become so intertwined with something or someone that our emotional well-being is at their mercy. Stoicism teaches us the importance of inner equilibrium and the ability to remain stable and content regardless of external circumstances. This doesn't mean you shouldn't form deep connections or care passionately. Instead, it's about nurturing a sense of contentment and completeness within yourself, independent of your external relationships and situations. So, how can you practice this? Begin by observing your emotional responses. Notice when your mood is overly dependent on someone else's actions or a particular outcome. When you feel this happening, take a step back. Remind yourself of your own agency and the transient nature of all external experiences. Reflect on the Stoic concept that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Additionally, cultivate practices that reinforce your inner strength and autonomy. This could be meditation, journaling, or philosophical study. Anything that helps you connect with your core self and reminds you of your capacity for resilience and contentment. Moreover, don't mistake this detachment for indifference. The Stoics value compassion and engagement with the world. It's about being fully present and caring, yet not so enmeshed that your emotional state rises and falls with the fortunes of what you care about. It's a balance, one that allows you to love, work, and live passionately while maintaining a serene and steady heart. Number 10. Be willing to walk away from a relationship that doesn't treat you well. In the realm of relationships, it's crucial to recognize that not all connections are beneficial. Some can undermine our self-esteem, drain our energy, or even impede our personal growth. While Stoicism advocates for understanding and forgiveness, it also emphasizes the necessity of protecting one's own peace and well-being. This means having the strength to step back or walk away from relationships that are harmful or demeaning. So, how do you embody this principle? It starts with self-awareness and honesty about the state of your relationships. Are you consistently feeling undervalued, disrespected, or unhappy? It's essential to communicate your feelings and seek resolution, but it's equally vital to recognize when a pattern of negative behavior is unlikely to change. Remember, walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a profound act of self-respect. It's acknowledging that you deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and consideration. The Stoics would encourage us to maintain our equanimity and make such decisions with calm and clarity, not out of impulsiveness or spite. Additionally, be mindful of the difference between situations that require patience and understanding and those that fundamentally compromise your dignity. Stoicism teaches us to endure hardship with grace, but not to willingly subject ourselves to harmful situations or relationships. In practicing this principle, cultivate your support network and engage in activities that reinforce your self-worth and resilience. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and encourage your growth. And remember, the end of one relationship can be the beginning of a deeper, more meaningful relationship with yourself. Number 11. Select the most important task for each day. Why is this approach so powerful? In our bustling, distraction-filled world, it's easy to get caught up in a whirlwind of tasks, constantly reacting to what comes our way. But being busy isn't the same as being effective. The Stoics remind us that it's not the quantity of our actions, but their quality and purpose that truly matter. By identifying and prioritizing the most important task, we ensure that our efforts are meaningful and aligned with our broader goals and values. So, how do you implement this in your daily life? Start each day with a moment of reflection. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I can accomplish today that will make the biggest difference? This task should resonate with your core objectives, whether they're related to your personal growth, your career, your relationships, or your well-being. Once you've identified your task, devote your best energy and focus to it. Eliminate distractions, set clear boundaries, and commit to seeing it through. Remember, this isn't about rushing or adding pressure. It's about simplifying, focusing, and acting with purpose. And here's where Stoic tranquility comes in. Once you've done your part, let go of the need to control the outcome. You've invested your efforts wisely. Now trust the process. But what about all the other tasks on your list? The key is to remember that while other items may demand attention, they shouldn't overshadow your primary goal. Tackle them with diligence, but not at the expense of what truly matters. It's about balance and discernment, distinguishing between what's urgent and what's important. Selecting the most important task each day is about living deliberately. It's a practice of aligning your daily actions with your larger purpose, ensuring that each step you take is a step towards something meaningful. By adopting this Stoic-inspired approach, you cultivate a sense of clarity, accomplishment, and peace, knowing that your time is spent on what truly counts. And in doing so, you not only enhance your productivity, but also deepen your sense of fulfillment and purpose in life. Number 12. Harness the power of visualization. Why is visualization so potent? When we vividly imagine achieving our goals or successfully navigating a challenging situation, we're not just daydreaming, we're mentally rehearsing, building confidence, and laying down neural pathways that prime us for action. It's like creating a blueprint for success in our minds, one that guides our behaviors and decisions toward making that vision a reality. But how do we harness this power effectively? First, find a quiet space where you can focus without interruptions. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now, envision your goal or a situation where you want to succeed. See it in rich detail: the setting, the actions, the people involved, and most importantly, the positive emotions you'll feel when you achieve it. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the sense of accomplishment. Let these emotions fill you, reinforcing the reality of your vision. But here's the Stoic twist. While you savor this success, also remind yourself of the work required to get there. Visualize the steps, the persistence, the overcoming of obstacles. This balances optimism with realism, a key Stoic virtue. This practice isn't a one-time thing. Integrate it into your routine, perhaps as a morning ritual or a pre-task focus session. Over time, this mental rehearsal not only boosts your motivation and confidence, but also clarifies the path to your goals, making them feel more attainable and real. Yet, remember the Stoic teaching of focusing on the process, not just the outcome. While you visualize success, also commit to embracing the daily actions and choices that will lead you there. After all, success isn't just a moment, but a journey, one that requires resilience, adaptability, and continual effort. As we close this chapter of our Stoic journey together, remember that the wisdom we've explored isn't just philosophy. It's a guide for living with intention, resilience, and joy. Embrace these principles, not just in thought but in action, and watch as they illuminate your path, one step at a time. Thank you for joining us here at Stoic Journal. Your presence and engagement are what make this community so special. If you're eager to continue this journey and delve deeper into the art of living wisely, please check out one of the suggested videos on your screen. Together, let's keep exploring, growing, and embodying the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and stay connected.